Bug's Life. Once there was a little bug with big ideas. Flik loved dreaming up ways to help all the ants living on Ant Island. He even invented a special harvesting machine that would do the work of 20 ants, and none too soon since the harvest was upon them. This year, young Princess Ada was in charge of the harvest. She had to make sure that the hard-working ants gathered enough food for themselves and for a greedy gang of big, mean grasshoppers. Ada shuddered to think what would happen if there wasn't enough food. But sure enough, something went wrong with Flik's invention. Just before the grasshoppers arrived, the harvester tipped over, knocking all the food into the river. "Where's my food?" bellowed Hopper, the cruel leader of the grasshoppers. He turned to face Ada. "You know how things work, don't you? The ants pick the food, the grasshoppers eat the food, and the birds eat the grasshoppers," snickered Molt, Hopper's youngest brother. Hopper whipped around and glared at Molt. Thought Flik. Hopper's afraid of birds. I'll have to remember that. "You ants are forgetting your place," continued Hopper. "Let's double the food order. We'll be back when the last leaf falls." With that, he and the other grasshoppers left the colony. The Ant Council was furious with Flik for destroying the offering, but as usual, Flik had an idea. "I'll go to the city," he announced, "and I'll bring back bigger bugs to scare the grasshoppers away for good." All the ants thought the plan was crazy, but they wanted to get rid of Flik before he got them into more trouble. The only ant who was sad to see Flik go was Princess Dot, Ada's little sister. "Good luck, I believe in you," she cried as Flik took off. As soon as Flik reached the city, he came across a tough team of warrior bugs. They were right in the middle of a big fight. What good luck, Flik thought as he watched the warriors in action. Flik convinced the warrior bugs to go back with him to Ant Island. The ants were so happy that they threw a welcoming banquet. Things were finally going Flik's way. But soon, Flik got some bad news. His warriors were really circus bugs. They had all just been fired from P.T. Flea's circuit. "We thought you were a talent agent," Rosie the spider explained. The circus bugs didn't want to fight a scary gang of grasshoppers, so they began to leave. "Wait, you can't go, you have to help me," Flik cried frantically. He begged the bugs to stay, at least until he could come up with a plan. He had to do things right for once. He had to save the colony. As Flik chased after the bugs, a hungry sparrow suddenly flew overhead. It was looking for a yummy big snack. Flik and the circus bugs ran away as fast as they could. The bird was just about to catch them when Princess Dot appeared. "Flik!" Dot called as the bird flew right at her. Thinking fast, Flik came up with a plan. With the help of the circus bugs and a circus trick or two, Flik managed to rescue the little princess. The whole ant colony clapped and cheered. The circus bugs were thrilled. At last an audience was applauding them. "I'm in heaven," Francis the ladybug cried. During the rescue, Francis had been hurt, so the loyal circus bugs decided to stay on Ant Island until his leg healed. "This gives me time to save the colony," thought Flik. And Flik had another big idea. Knowing the colony wouldn't listen to him, Flik convinced the circus bugs to help. But soon everyone began to work on Flik's plan to create a fake bird that would scare Hopper and his gang away. But Flik's luck didn't last. On the day the bird was finished, P.T. Flea arrived on Ant Island. He was looking for his lost circus act. "You mean the bugs aren't warriors?" cried Ada. P.T. laughed. "Warriors? Are you kidding? Those guys are the lousiest circus bugs you've ever seen." "Flik," said Ada, "you lied to the colony, to the queen, and to me." Flik was sent away from the colony and told to never return. Flik felt like a real failure. Maybe the Ant Council's right, he thought. It seemed that his big idea had ruined everything, and one thing was for sure. Princess Ada hated him now. Sadly, Flik left his home on Ant Island. But no sooner had Flik and the circus bugs left than Dot caught up with them, bringing terrible news. The grasshoppers had come back and invaded the colony. All the ants were prisoners except for Dot and her blueberry troop, who had managed to hide. "Hopper plans to work the ants until all our food is his, then squish the queen," Dot cried. "Flik, you've got to help. I know you can. I believe in you." Of course, Flik had a plan, but to pull it off, he would need help. Luckily, the circus bugs were ready to pitch in, and as soon as the group returned to Ant Island, Flik rallied Dot's blueberry troop to help too. Following Flik's plan, Dot and the blueberries climbed inside of the fake bird with Flik, while the circus bugs prepared for the show of their lives. Ladies and gentle bugs, larvae of all stages, rub your legs together for the world's greatest bug circus, Slim announced to the surprised grasshoppers as they feasted on stolen grain. Hopper was suspicious at first, but soon he and his gang were enjoying the show. While Manny performed his magic, Flik and the brave blueberries got ready to fly. Soon the fake bird swooped over the circus. The plan seemed to be working. Hopper was terrified. He and his grasshoppers sprang away in horror. But there was one problem. Nobody had told P.T. Flea about the fake bird, and P.T. thought it was real, so to save his performers from the winged beast, he set it on fire, and its tail burst into flames. The bird came crashing down. Flik scrambled to help the blueberries to safety. Suddenly, everything went from bad to worse. Hopper attacked Flik and took Etta hostage. "Let this be a lesson," he snarled to them. "Ideas are dangerous things. You are not meant to have ideas. You are losers put on this earth to serve us. Tell them what to do, Princess Etta." To Hopper's surprise, the brave princess shouted, "Charge!" And that's just what the ant and bugs did. It was a terrible battle, and at first it didn't seem clear who would win. But Flik was determined to make sure that Hopper would never return. He tricked Hopper into entering a real bird's nest, and that was the end of the leader of the grasshoppers. The ants were victorious. The colony was saved. In celebration, the ants held a big farewell party for P.T.'s flea circus. "Thanks to you all for giving us back our hope, our dignity, and our lives," the new Queen Etta said to the warriors as she bade them goodbye. Then she slipped her antennae around Flik's. Thanks to the little ant with the big ideas, the colony was free.